This meeting of the Tyler ISD Board of Trustees is called to order. There is a quorum. The meeting has been duly called. Notice of the meeting has been posted in the time and manner required. First item on the agenda is school safety and security update.
Yeah, quarterly, we have this on our board reporting calendar to provide frequent updates to the board. Sometimes we have a lot of stuff to give you, sometimes we just have stuff to review. And then there are other opportunities. I think Mr. Sanchez also kind of put a plan as far as this May goes, along with potential opportunity for the district to attend the Texas School Safety Center Conference. But today we're going to go over a review of some of the security upgrades we've made to the school system's facilities since we reported to you last. Mr. Sanchez.
You have the PowerPoint, right?
You didn't give me a PowerPoint.
They have a PowerPoint. Y'all have a PowerPoint, correct?
We have a handout.
Or the handout? Okay, good morning, Reverend Hager, Board President, Dr. Crawford, Mr. Washman, Mr. Burkfield, might as well throw you in there as well. So I appreciate past president being here. This opportunity to,
Martinez, Dr. Nation, and Washington.
they'll be in the next meeting. I want to recognize different board meetings, and of course, forever indebted to Ms. Washington for her service to the board. So we want to take a look at where we've been with security and some of the enhancements that we've made. So the PowerPoint that you have before you is some of the work that we've already done, some of the cameras that we've put in some of our schools. And as we go through our security plan, we're looking at schools and see what upgrades are needed. Some of the areas we need a replacement of just the cameras themselves. In other campuses, we've been requiring our campuses to take a look at where their hotspots are, where the big need areas are, where the dark areas are, where the areas that we don't have coverage. And so what happens is that through Joseph Jack's Office in Technology, we map out the school. And so we go to the campuses, and with the principal, we take a look at where there's areas where there's no coverage. And so we map it out when we go out there, and we actually draw where there's no coverages, where there's camera access, or there's non-camera access, and then we send our vendor out to take a look at what are our opportunities to improve the security access or the camera access at each of our campuses. And so I'm just going to show you some examples of what the cameras look like and some of the work that we've done. So we'll start with, which one on the left right there is Caldwell, I believe. So this is a live feed from Caldwell. Okay, so what we've done here at Caldwell is originally these doors weren't here. And so we've put in the doors right there. Beyond the door is an AI phone. So what happens is the person will come in, the parent will come in, the visitor will come in, and they'll push the button. And so from there, right behind this wall here at Caldwell, is the receptionist. The receptionist, then we have a monitor, and the person who's on the other side, their face pops up on the screen. And they say, "Welcome to Caldwell, how can I help you?" And so they have an opportunity to have a conversation with them before they even get in the front door. Okay, they can't even get in the front door without having to talk to this person with a receptionist or somebody on this side of the wall. Okay, there's also a card reader that all of our district employees have, and they're all tied to the school that they belong to. For central administration, principals, and they have access to all the schools, but if you work at Caldwell, you only have access to Caldwell. What happens is, in the event that we have to dismiss an employee, or an employee no longer works for us for whatever reason, we can disable their card immediately through the Chief Brown's office, okay? We'll go to the next one.
So before you go to that one, I'm sorry. That is the front office right there. So that the door on the other side of those two double doors is the actual, what we call the front of the school. Exterior door. So that creates a little vestibule in there. I think that's somebody's had it.
That's pretty good. Hey, Raleigh is...
Okay, so I will tell you that I did call all the schools and let them know we were going to be coming in the live feed, so they might have just forgot.
Dancing is very normal.
So here comes somebody.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
So wait, now,
I will say
As a
this,
badge.
Raleigh, I don't think the actual phone has been installed there yet. As of last Friday, it wasn't.
That is correct. And those doors are not
Right.
working.
So, I mean, it's coming, you can see it, but I
Okay.
mean, don't be alarmed if somebody just walks.
Right.
Right,
We
'cause two people just
installed-
walked in.
Right.
Okay, good.
Those doors are freshly installed. Now, there's another set of doors that this young lady just walked through that's right there that are magnetized as well. So there's a double set of security right there. You know, it's an older school, it's built in the, I don't know what, in the 30s, maybe the 20s. And so retrofitting that's been a challenge, but again, we've got some pretty good barriers right there.
So what we'll also show you in another camera angle at a different school, some of the things that we talked about doing, and we'll go to the next one and we'll get there.
DAP?
So what we're gonna be doing at DAEP, right here, you'll see the card reader. Originally, there wasn't a card reader. Here's where you walk into DAEP, right here off the street. Okay, then over here is a door where the kids go into class, and that also has a card reader. The card reader is right there, you can see it right there. Otherwise, you can't get in that door. You can't get in that door because there's a card reader right there. What they're gonna be doing here is they're gonna put like a big teller window, so when parents and visitors come in, they'll have to meet people right here, and the receptionist sits on the other side of that as well, so they're not even able to get inside the building. Okay, next one. So this is on the other side. We got our custodians clean. Great job, custodians. This is on the other side of that window, and so what will happen is the receptionist will be able to see the person coming up, and here's the assistant principal's office, and then Dr. Gay's office is just on the other side of that. Next one.
This is called.
Now here's Hog. Now what's gonna happen here at Hog is where you see the welcome, this pillar to this pillar, we're gonna put some doors up there. Some wood doors that are the same ones that we have right here. And off to the side right here, we're gonna put a bank teller type window. So when they come off the streets, there's an area that people can get into, a vestibule, if you will, so that we don't have people standing outside in the elements. So that was one of the things that we looked at. We originally talked about putting an iPhone on the outside of the building so that when people came in, they could do that, but we would have the complaint that people say they're standing outside in the rain. Okay? We realize they're walking up in the rain, but there's a difference between walking up in the rain and having to stand in the rain while you're waiting for somebody to open the door. So again, there will be doors right here. There's a door right here that we will convert into just a regular door, okay? And then we'll block off that area right there so that people can't get into that area, okay? Next one. Also at Hog, the reason why I show you this camera is because this is what a lot of our older cameras look like, and you can see the clarity difference between the one I just showed you and this one right here. So what happens is that this camera right here will be replaced because right underneath it is the gate entrance that we'll show you on a different video.
Ready?
Yes. Now this is the new fence that we had put up at Hog. This is the parking lot here to the left. Originally at your PowerPoint, you'll see where there was three panels of the fencing, if you will, that were right here. So we moved them all to right here. There's a gate over on this side. There's a gate right here. And they're running the electricity right now to put the card readers in. With that, there's that camera that sits right above this. So here's where the door is at. And that camera will sit right above here. In the event that somebody decides they want to jump over, we can see who it is.
So what we used to have was this covered walkway was wide open. And you had, of course, there's the practice gym back there, that fine facility. And then there's a portable right there. It's the only portable we have left that actually serves middle school age kids. So that's kind of tucked in right there between that's probably, I guess it's the band hall and then the other metal gym. We just had a fence that was right there just to protect it. You can kind of see it on
It's
your
right here.
on your picture on your handout here. So it just didn't really make a lot of sense. We had so much traffic going back. It's a double wide right there. So there's you know, at any time, maybe 40 kids out there at one time, going back and forth to get out there. And then I guess there's a fence right here too, Raleigh, that goes to the art room, that art room.
Right, so there's the fence right here. This
Yeah,
is
it
where
comes
the-
this way.
Yes, sir, it goes
Okay.
right here, to the end of the building.
I mean, I know, we don't want to fence the world, but this was a pretty exposed area that we had not addressed. And thankful we have now, so.
Okay, next one. So this, last one. So this is the area that we need to really think about doing something with, because this is where the cafeteria people come in, and it's just an open area. And so that's another area that we need to take a look at, because it's really an opportunity. If somebody leaves that door open, there's another door here, and another door there, that we might have some issues. So that's another area that we need to take a look at. That, and I wanted you all to see that we have dumpsters at our schools.
This is still all
Okay, now here is the other side, and there's that fence right there. This is that straight, that big steps down. So you'll see where we brought the fence all the way to the end of the building. So there's no way for them to get in, and then that door is right here. And this is that portable. And kids can walk through here, if you will, and they go to the track that's in the back of the building. That's fenced in as well. Next one. Okay, so again, this is Hog. What we did not want to do is, we wanted to put an AI phone here, but of course, besides I wanted to show you all the beautiful azaleas that are making that school look really, really nice. We didn't, nor did we want to build a covering outside, because then the aesthetics of it probably wouldn't match what we wanted to look like, and so that's the reason why we decided that we're going to build the doors inside. Okay, next one. Now, the next one is Hubbard. We did some work at. Okay, so this is the entrance of Hubbard, and you'll see the AI phone that's right here. Okay, so then the next one. So here's an example of when they do the AI phone. It comes to this individual right here, and on the back side right here is where she has, it pops up on the screen. She can see who it is. She has a conversation with them. And then she lets them in and they can come directly in right there.
So that was a way cheaper option than what that school had originally requested. That school originally requested, as their PTA, to build a vestibule inside the school. So you came in the door, and you stood inside that vestibule, and then you did what we did. So the simple solution on that was just to add the airphone outside. There's not always two individuals working right there either. So where that receptionist is at, where the one in the bar stool, you know, probably, there's only one in that office most of the time, probably. I don't know what they're doing right now.
No, actually,
So-
we're, the attendance clerk and the receptionist now are in the same area.
Okay.
So we always have somebody
If
there.
they're not there, you can't tell, but we're the ones sitting down at the computer, not the bar stool, the other one. It's blind. You cannot see that. You can kind of have to strain your neck to see who's at the door where the bar stool, the one in the bar stool sitting. So that airphone was a decent upgrade. Like I said, it was affordable too, so I have to go build an entire new vestibule.
So if you'll see where there's black door and this opening, so the vestibule was gonna go across there, then you see the railing, and it was gonna go to there, and then build something to cover
Yeah, we
this
also have
area.
a classroom right there too.
So that was
Figure
gonna
out how to,
be, okay, next one.
one of those cool little sunken classrooms.
Okay, this is Jack. So the reason I show you this again, while she's on her phone checking attendance, this is the same thing right here. We called every one of them and said between 11 and 12, we're gonna come in live. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, okay? So, oh, look, the principal is working, yay! Okay, so right here again, you can go to the next one. Got her able to finish this, so I don't get nobody in trouble, okay? So this is the front entrance right here of Jack. You come in, you have the card reader right here. Oh,
Tracy.
Tracy! Okay, and then you have the card reader right there. So this one's a little bit different than the other ones because as soon as you walk in, you can see them, who they are, what they look like, things of that nature. So again, that's a card reader right there.
And we
They
do
can't
have-
get in there,
Right.
nor can they get in there. Okay, next one. And I'll show you the other angle of
And
that.
that's kind of the standard at the newly built schools or the renovated schools.
And so this is Jack as well, again, so again, this is the front door, there's no way to get into this area or this area without going through there or here with a card reader or if somebody lets you in. Okay? And then the last page is our working groups on one of our 6 initiatives in the school security working groups. And all of our principals are divided up into groups, and these are the groups that each principal is assigned to, volunteered or told to be on. And so they will begin to meet, they'll begin to assemble meetings with community members or people who they feel would be an active participant and be able to give them some insight on how they can help each one of these areas. For the social and emotional, Lee and Barber heads that one up. The policies and procedure, John Landis. Cyber technology, somebody out of technology is going to be heading that one up. And then the facilities and the personnel, and Mr. Jones or somebody in HR will head that one up. So we have central office that head them up, not the principals, and that's what we explained to them. They're just members of the working group. And then we'll get parents on the team as well, and we'll get committee members on the team as well. So these are the groups that are being formed now to help with the school safety across our district. May 28th is our school-wide safety conference that's being held at Wagstaff. We have world-renowned speakers coming in, and so we can appreciate the fact that, as Dr. Crawford always talks about, the scale of economy that Tyler has in comparison to some other people. We don't have to go to the Region Service Center. We don't have to go anywhere. We can do it in-house, and we can bring these people to come talk to us. As a matter of fact, Dr. Crawford was pretty adamant that we brought somebody in that had experience, not just around safety and security, but they experienced safety and security, in a very tragic way, to come talk to us about how important safety and security is at our schools. And so all of our campus staff will have the opportunity to attend a professional development May 28th at Wagstaff for a big convocation, and we'll break out into groups, and there'll be individual sessions as well. Okay? And then we'll go to the Texas Safety Conference, June 20 to 23rd, this summer as well with the group.
After SOI.
23rd and
Back in
27th.
June.
That's right, 23rd, 27th.
That's in Corpus Christi. And some of the legislation that's floating around down in Austin right now, there's going to be a lot of requirements placed upon school districts, rightfully so, as far as reporting safety and security, as well as providing additional resources or targeting additional resources, not so much finance, but personnel and whatnot, or doing things like we're doing as far as bolstering up some of the areas that you might have some concerns. Will be expected of us to do that as well, along with training. Big focus on social emotional learning. Leanne Barber's done a great job with that. And we'll wind up having more to report to you after that. Officers. Go ahead, Mr. Secretary.
So, with great joy, we get to let you know that the fourth tactical officer, as y'all remember, we talked about the new tactical officers that we'd be hiring at both high schools. The fourth tactical officer has been hired and will start tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So, as far as police and security and our new tactical officers, all of them are on board. And so we're really, really excited with the fact that we've been able to find people who understand what it is that we want them to do and
Are qualified to do so. That's been the difficult thing in selecting these individuals and to meet the job description that we put in order. Glad that they're all going to be fully staffed here for the spring. The spring has sprung, and as y'all have been seeing in some of the media reports and whatnot. So glad to have them here, and then we will continue to keep them here.
absolutely.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I think I remember over the last year and a half or so, us upgrading our camera memory capacity to have more film for longer lengths of time. Are we able to capture more time on our current systems than we were in the past? And are we, and you don't have to name which or where, but are we Or exactly how long. Or exactly how long, anything like that. But have we upgraded that and are we able to capture more than we were prior to when you came on?
I'm gonna let these two gentlemen talk, but let me first, I think it's my understanding that the length isn't what it used to be, but we've been able to do what? Expand?
Yes.
I'm gonna let Joseph.
What happens is previously, we could store up to 3 weeks. We could store up to a certain amount of time. But what happened was the length of time during the day was not what we wanted it to be. So we've extended how much we can record during the daytime of the 24 hours. We've extended that. So as a result of that, then we're not able to store in days.
Way far out.
Way far out.
We can store far out, but not way far out.
That's sufficiently vague,
Yeah,
I
I
think.
think
Yeah, but
Obviously, we gotta be a little vague so that,
And that's okay.
Joseph, do you have something to add?
I mean, I could be specific, but I don't know.
Well, the clarity looks good and
right.
from what I was viewing.
So the clarity has been upgraded with the new cameras that we're putting in, obviously with technology. The lenses are a lot better. We can focus in a little bit better than we used to be able to. So regardless of whether it's day or night, then we can still, they're very visible. So that's really helped out, again, with the advancement of technology and the cameras and what cameras we're using now versus which ones we used to use. The clarity is a lot better. We can zoom in depending on what kind of access you have. The principals and somebody at their campus, only 2 people have access to the cameras at this point. We've had to go through and reduce because there were a time that there were a lot of people who had access to the cameras. So we've had to scale that down so that only authorized people could have access to the cameras. Obviously, for privacy reasons, we had to do that.
Other questions?
I had one. So the working groups, when do you expect them to report out in terms of any sort of recommended changes?
I would expect that we could probably have them reporting out after the school year starts next year, because we want them to be able to form, we want them to be able to meet, we want them to be able to create a plan of what they're going to be doing and some of the workings that are happening. The last board meeting, Leanne Barber reported on the social emotional working group. So that one right there is already a working group. The other 3 are still forming and still meeting. We're still trying to get people on their working teams.
Any other questions?
Sorry, local laws.
Next item on the agenda is AE, first reading.
Yeah, so this is the continuous improvement goals as related to career technology education or college readiness, college career and military readiness. The changes on this are aligned with the accountability system. One thing we're finding out as we hurtle towards, this commissioner makes adjustments like every commissioner does as far as accountability does, there are changes. And they may not meet up with what we designed in the spring of 2017, fall of 2016, I think that's what we did. And so these changes in here, as we previewed at the regular board meeting when Mr. Brown was providing his report, they're noted in your policy in here. And this is the first reading. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to contact myself or Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, do you have anything to add in regard to that?
Just what you already said, it does align with the Texas Academic Performance Report, which have been some changes made to some of the reporting categories.
Yeah, goal 2 had a lot of carving up in it, and that was how many graduates we had that are labeled CC, MR ready, is that right, or military ready?
They added that component, that military
Okay.
piece.
And then they deleted something, added something completely different in regard to the advanced placement or dual credit courses completed, 2 or more. They've actually changed that up as well. So what we did was, if they're not gonna report the goal the way that we set it, we changed it to make sure that we're aligned with what the state reports. And we have baseline numbers in there for you to take a look at as well.
Okay, any questions? Revision of the goals? Okay, that concludes our public portion of the meeting. We have an executive session item, and we'll have action. Thank you.
Okay, we've reconvened from executive session when we do have some action to follow. I will take a motion for the resignation, accepting the resignation of Owens Principal Lori Greathouse.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say nay. Hearing none, the motion was passed. I'll say this, I want to thank Ms. Greathouse for her many years of service on Tyler ISD, and I hope she has a great retirement. So,
Duly noted.
okay. Do we have anything else?
Move we adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. All right, meeting is adjourned.